Hi, everyone, my name is Sarah, and I guess this is my story. I'm not telling it to get sympathy. I just need to finally say it out loud. It started with small things. He stopped calling me on his lunch breaks. He started guarding his phone, setting it face down, always on silent. At first, I told myself I was paranoid, that I was tired, overworked. But then came the messages he'd delete before I could see them, the sudden late nights at work, the scent of perfume I didn't wear. Every night, I'd lie in bed beside him, watching the ceiling, wondering if I was the problem, or if I'd already lost him and just hadn't been told yet. One night over dinner, I asked, "Are we okay?" He smiled that practice smile. Of course we are. Why wouldn't we be? I wanted to believe him. I needed to. But something inside me whispered he's lying. Later that week, I met my best friend, Claire, for coffee. I told her everything. She stared at me, quiet, then said the words that froze my chest. "Sarah, you don't want to know the truth." I remember how the world went quiet after Tage. Even the sound of traffic outside seemed distant, like I was underwater, hearing my life drift away. Weeks passed. I became an expert at pretending, smiling in meetings, answering texts with "I'm fine." But I wasn't. Until one night, while using our shared laptop, a notification popped up, an email. It wasn't meant for me. It was from his sister. The subject, Lee. And he read, "About the account. We need to decide what to do." I hesitated, then clicked. And just like that, everything I believed about my husband fell apart. Money transfers, hidden debt, conversations with someone he called, not a coworker, not a client, but a woman. The messages were personal, familiar, intimate. They talked about me, about us. "She has no idea," he wrote. "I'll tell her after I fix his mess." Some secrets destroy more than love. I couldn't breathe. My hands went cold. The man I trusted most wasn't who I thought he was. I remember sitting there, staring at the screen, the blue glow reflecting on my face, realizing my marriage had ended long before I opened that email. The confession. That night, I didn't confront him. I sat in the dark living room, hearing the clock tick, feeling the house shrink around me. He came home late, said, "Long day. Sorry." I looked at him and almost asked, "Why are you lying to me?" But I didn't. I just nodded. Sometimes silence is louder than screaming. The weight of knowing. Days later, I started piecing everything together. The secret account, the late nights, the guilt in his eyes when I'd mention our future. And it wasn't just another woman. It was debt, manipulation, betrayal, all hidden behind a calm smile. My mother used to say, "The truth always finds a way to surface." She never warned me that sometimes, when it does, it drowns why. I thought I knew him. Morning after, I woke before sunrise. The house was silent except for the refrigerator hum. The laptop still sat on the kitchen table, its screen dark but accusing. I hadn't slept. My head throbbed, eyes swollen from crying I never allowed to happen aloud. Mark entered, hair damp, adjusting his tie. "You're up early." Couldn't sleep. He kissed my forehead lightly. Routine, mechanical. And then he left, leaving the faint scent of his cologne and everything I no longer trusted. I stared at the door long after closed. Every click, every lock felt F. Einl, coffee with C.
Lair.
By noon, I met Claire again. Different cafe this time, smaller, quieter, safer. She looked at me and immediately knew. You found something. I nodded. It's not just another woman, I whispered. It's money.
Lies.
Maybe both. Claire exhaled sharply. Sarah, if you go down this road, there's no going back. I smiled without humor. I think I'm already there. We sat in silence, the espresso machine hissing like distan. TSTA. Tick proof. That evening I returned to the emails. Evidence everywhere. Transfers between hidden accounts, coded messages with M. References to balancing both sides before she finds out. He wasn't just cheating emotionally, he was hiding something bigger. I printed screenshots and hid them inside a folder labeled insurance receipts. Paranoia had become survival. The phone call. A number I didn't know called me around 10 p.m. I answered. Is this Sarah Miller? Yes. This is from Brookfield Credit Services. We've been trying to reach Mark regarding overdue payments. My stomach dropped. Payments for what? They hesitated. A joint account. Your name is listed as co-signer. The world tilted. I ended the call, fingers trembling. He'd forge. My signature. The mask at dinner. When Mark came home, I was ready to confront him. But then I saw him, tired, polite, the mask perfectly in place. He set his briefcase down, asked about my day, kissed my cheek. I couldn't do it. Not yet. Instead, I served dinner. The silence between our words screamed louder than anything I could have said. A friend's warning. 2 days later, another friend, Lily, texted. Saw Mark downtown today. He wasn't alone. My chest tightened. With who? Not sure. Blonde, short hair. Looked close. I stared at the message until the letters blurred. Proof layered upon proof. Each piece a nail in the sea. Often of M. Why marriage? The mirror. That night, I stood in front of the mirror. The woman staring back looked older, thinner, smaller. I whispered, Who are you protecting? The reflection didn't. Answer. Confrontation. When he finally came home late again, I was waiting. Mark, we need to talk. He froze slightly, then forced a smile.
Now?
I'm exhausted.
Yes. Now.
I slid the folder across the table. Screenshots. Statements.
The truth in black and white.
His expression barely changed. You went through my stuff? You lied to me. Silence stretched. It's complicated, he said. No, I answered. It's betrayal. He ran his hands through his hair, pacing. I did it for us. I was fixing things. By lying? By cheating? By stealing my name? No reply, just the hall. Ow's sound. Of the clock ticking collapse. He left the house that night. No suitcase, just keys and his phone. Door shut, car started, tires faded into distance. I sat on the floor until morning. Cold tea. Beneath me, folder still open. Some secrets destroy more than love. Isolation. Days blurred. Coworkers noticed the emptiness in my eyes but said nothing. I stopped answering messages. The house felt like a museum of things that used to mean something. 2 mugs, 1 toothbrush missing, empty drawers. Even the bed felt dish one. Esty, the moat.
Her.
His mother called. Sarah, he's just overwhelmed. You have to be patient. He forged my name, Evelyn.
He made a mistake.
Families survive worse. I ended the call. There are sentences that kill empathy. Her. Did. The da.
Scion.
By the end of the week, I contacted a lawyer. He said quietly, "You have enough evidence. Protect yourself first." For the first time in months, the word myself sound. Real, ref. Lection. That night I wrote in my journal, betrayal isn't a single event. It's erosion, slow, silent, unstoppable. I closed the notebook and felt something unfamiliar. Clarity. Closing beat of.
Part 1.
Outside, rain started. Drops slid down the window like everything unsaid between us. I whispered to the dark room. He said everything was fine. It wasn't. Fade to black. Soft piano. Camera lingers on the empty chair across the table. Morning routine. I used to love mornings. The smell of coffee, the soft hum of the kettle, his hand brushing against mine as we reached for the same mug. Now, when I think back, I realize how much of that warmth was built on lies. That day started like any other. Daniel left early for work. He kissed my forehead and said, "Don't wait up tonight. We've got a late meeting." His tone was casual, but something in his eyes felt off. Too careful. I watched him tie his tie twice. He'd never done that before. I didn't say anything. The house was quiet. The baby inside me fluttered gently. I smiled. I was 27 weeks pregnant, already imagining the nursery, the soft yellow paint we'd chosen together. I didn't know yet that the man helping me pick crib colors was living a double life. Offic.
Call.
Around noon, his colleague, Marissa, called. She asked if Daniel was coming to the client dinner that evening. Her voice trembled. Nervous, not friendly. When I told her Daniel had said he'd be working late at the office, there was a long pause. Then she muttered, "Oh,
right.
Office." The line went dead. It wasn't the words that hurt. It was the silence after them. I sat there staring at the phone, my heart heavy. Marissa. That name had floated around before, usually in passing. "She's new," Daniel once said. Ambitious, a bit too talkative. I brushed it off. I trusted him. I wish I'd leased. Ned closer, with Mom. That night, I went to my mother's for dinner. She'd always been blunt. Too blunt sometimes. She poured me chamomile tea and said, "He's hiding something. I see it in his face." I laughed it off. "You always think everyone's hiding something." She looked at me for a long moment. "Not everyone. Just men who smile when they shouldn't." I didn't answer, but her words stuck lick. A splin. The email. 2 weeks later, while printing baby shower invitations, I needed Daniel's laptop. Mine was dead. When I opened the browser, it synced automatically. A message popped up. Subject line: "You left your scarf in my car again, winky face." The sender, Marissa T. My stomach tightened. I clicked it. My fingers shook. "Last night was perfect. I still smell your cologne on my skin." Can't believe we almost got caught when your wife called. Everything went still. The room. My breathing. Even the baby seemed to pause. I closed the laptop slowly. The noise of the hinge echoed through the house. That was the moment I understood. My life wasn't what I thought it was. Pretend evening. When Daniel came home that night, I acted normal. I made dinner. I smiled. I asked about work. He kissed my cheek, talked about budgets and deadlines, completely unaware that I knew. His lies slid off his tongue like second nature. I watched him, every blink, every pause. The man I loved was performing, and I was watching the show from the front row. After dinner, he leaned over my belly, whispering to the baby, "Daddy's here." I almost screamed, but I didn't, because I wanted proof of the friend's warning. The next day, I met with my best friend, Clara. She'd been distant lately, busy, she said. When I told her about the email, she went pale. She looked down, then whispered, "I wasn't sure if I should tell you." I froze. "Tell me what?" Clara bit her lip. "He came to see me. He asked me not to mention anything about Marissa. Said it would stress you out." That sentence cracked something inside me. It wasn't just Daniel and Marissa now. Clara had known, or at least suspension, acted, and he stayed silent. The breakdown. That night, I sat in the nursery. The paint smell was fading, but the yellow walls looked sickly under the lamp. I held one of the tiny onesies in my hands and cried quietly. He said everything was fine. It wasn't. Those words looped in my mind. Every late night, every canceled weekend, every new perfume scent that wasn't mine. They all lined up now like dominoes falling. I wasn't crying for him anymore. I was crying for the version of myself that still believed people told the truth. Confrontation. When he came home, I didn't wait. "Who's Marissa?" I asked. He froze mid-step. For a moment, he didn't even try to lie. Then he smiled, a tired, practiced smile. "She's just a coworker. Don't start this, please. You're emotional because of the pregnancy." That line, that gaslight. Something inside me snapped. "Then why does your coworker talk about your cologne and her skin?" The color drained from his face. He sat down silent. Didn't deny it. Didn't apologize. Just whispered, "You weren't supposed to find out like this." Termith. I moved to my mother's that night. He called once, then stopped. The next morning he texted, "I'm sorry. I made mistakes. We can fix this." But betrayal isn't a mistake. It's a decision repeated until discovery. I deleted the message, work plaque, fallout. A week later, one of Daniel's colleagues reached out. She said the office had been tense. Rumors about Daniel and Marissa spread fast. HR was investigating misuse of funds, and Daniel's name came up. That was the financial secret, the missing savings, the temporary shortage. He wasn't just cheating on me. He was stealing. From his job, Clara's confession. Clara came to see me. Her eyes were swollen from crying. She said she'd known for months that Marissa once bragged at an after-work party about Daniel planning to leave his wife soon. Clara said she didn't know how to tell me without ruining the friendship. But silence ruins more than truth ever could. I listened. Then Old her too. Leave. Reflection. Nights became long. I'd sit by the window, the streetlights flickering outside. Every sound felt louder. The fridge hum, the wind, my heartbeat. Loneliness wasn't quiet. It was deafening. I wasn't angry anymore, just hollow. I'd given my trust to a man who treated it like a disposable secret. Some secrets, Troy more than love. Final voice message. Weeks later, Daniel sent a voice message. He said he'd lost his job. He wanted to talk. I didn't reply. He'd had enough chances to talk.
Now it
Was my turn to be silent. The meeting. 2 weeks later I saw her. Marissa. I didn't plan it. I was meeting an old colleague at a cafe near Daniel's office.
She walked in.
Same perfume I smelled once on his jacket.
She froze when she saw me.
Then smiled like nothing happened.
Hi, she said.
You must be. I know who I am, I answered. The words came from somewhere cold. She looked down, fidgeting with her phone. I didn't mean to hurt you, she whispered. I stared at her. You didn't hurt me.
He did.
You were just the mirror he used to see his lies.
She
F'd Whitho. T finishing her coffee, the letter. That night Daniel slipped an envelope under my mother's door. Inside, a letter and a bank statement. He confessed to taking company funds to cover personal debts. He thought he could fix it before anyone noticed. He said Marissa helped him hide it. He said he loved me but didn't know how to tell me the truth. Love built on fear isn't.
love.
It's cant. Role disguised as care. The call from HR. A month later I got a call. An HR officer asked if I could verify Daniel's employment details for legal proceedings. Her tone was careful. Too careful. That's when I realized it was over. Not just our marriage, but the life we built around the illusion of success, the birth. When the baby was born, Daniel wasn't there. He sent flowers. No note. Just a card that said, "For you both." The nurse placed my daughter on my chest. For the first time in months, I felt something pure. I wasn't broken. I was free. I knew him. I didn't. But now I knew myself. Epilogue. It's been a year. Daniel pled guilty. No jail time, but no career either. Marissa moved cities. Clara and I no longer speak. My mother still says she saw it coming. Maybe she did. I post this now because silence protects no one. If you ever feel that strange distance, the small lies, the quiet avoidance, listen. Your instincts are warnings, not paranoia. Sometimes betrayal doesn't start with a kiss. It starts with a secret told too late.